But we're also messing around with this with Portent of Calamity in Bloomburrow, and we've kind of like changed the mana base, and we are playing Thought-Knot Seer over Portent for now, and we may make some changes going forward, but the deck has been feeling really good. This is a deck that also gets to play the Eldrazi fast mana and gets to power out the ring really quickly, Thought-Knot Seer, but also it has the ability to play 4 Force of Negation, 4 Subtlety, because you have Lrien Revealed and Sink Into the Stupor as extra blue pitch cards, and then you get to play Nulldrifter, which is awesome, All Is Dust is great in this deck, and then Breaker of Creation is your life gain card that helps you have a life gain effect in your ring deck. You can basically play Karn or Breaker. I think Breaker makes more sense in this build. And I think this deck is awesome. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I have Rivulet as a blue source that taps your colorless also. Of course, you can play a Painland instead. I think Rivulet's a little bit better. So this is a turn 2 Talisman. Let's mulligan. And it's a lot better. Good chance I can go turn 2 K command X equals 2, turn 3 Nulldrifter hardcast. So I'll get the Mox Field up to date real quick. But I'm a big believer in this one, and I definitely want to get some reps in with this build before Portent of Calamity, which lets you play more blue cards and cycles early and wins the game late. It's also possible you want to play that card over like a split of different cards too. Yeah, just kind of liking it. Okay, let that resolve. Other than blue-white bounce, anything in blue... Oh, they discarded 2 hollow ones. Yikes. Classic. Portent was good and interesting, I thought. Mockingbird was the big standout. We also didn't play any of our Flare of Denial builds. So still excited about those. So the Nulldrifter is not great against the cookbook, I guess. Gonna bottom both of these. I already have All Is Dust. Don't really need the extra mana. Think we're still just gonna hard cast. I'm linking the deck list. They discard an Ox of Agonis. Working on it. Okay. So now I can pitch something. Losing that second Kozilek's command isn't ideal, I guess. I think I'll pitch the Sink Into a Stupor. We have a lot of non-creatures we would care about here. They put it on the bottom. So I guess I'm going to cast Talisman and hold up hardcast Force of Negation. Do you know why people play Mentor of Autolingus? Yeah, it deals more damage to Nadu. Deals 2 every activation versus 3 when they hit a land. They're more likely to hit a non-land than a land. It just mathematically more damage. 2 also attacks better against the deck with a lot of 1/1s. So they Madness of Rootwalla, which brings back their Vengevine. Bloomburrow releases tomorrow. So tomorrow's stream is going to start late. We're going to be playing Bloomburrow brews as long as we can go for him. Or do we ever... I mean, I think it will mill people like non-zero amount of the time. Certainly not a lot. It's taking 8. Is it better for me to Nulldrifter or All Is Dust? I think I want to Nulldrifter and wait a turn on the All Is Dust. No, sorry, they're empty-handed. Let's just do this. Are there any cards in Bloomberg you're excited to use in Modern? There are several, and I made a YouTube video talking about the ones I think have implications. We've already played some already in the early access event too. There's some YouTube content on it over on youtube.com/aspiring spike. I feel like there's like an @ in the URL, but whatever. Yeah, Mockingbird's been really good. It's definitely been a standout. All right, our opponent is top decking. Annihilator 1 is so much less than Annihilator 2. Who could have guessed? Any mathematicians in the chat? Okay, so they keep their card in their hand. They do sack their mountain. They go down to 3 life points, which is not that many facing double Nulldrifter. Seems like Hollow One's a good matchup. I mean, it's just kind of a good matchup for everybody because it's not a very good deck. I'm going to bring in the Lanterns. Bringing in the 1-drops and then bringing in Chalice is a little weird, but Chalice and 1's pretty good against them. I guess they have like 16 1-drops. Probably should come in. I'm going to do like 3-2 here. Trim Annihil's Dust, Trim a Seer. Maybe Seer's kind of a weak link, actually. Force of Negation on their Enabler is also probably pretty good. Like 4-2-2. I'll try this. Seer's going to be better on the play. I didn't want to tap Talisman because I wanted to have the ability to hardcast Force of Negation. Is Nina worth it for Cookbook? I think probably not. I've played a good amount of that deck, and I do think Cookbook is pretty mediocre, but could bring it in. Yeah, Subtlety was good on Ox. We have all these Lanterns to make Ox a lot worse, at least. I still kept a couple in. But Subtlety isn't like that good if it's not on Ox. Oh. Okay. So they removed my Talisman, which I did want that Talisman. What's she gonna do, I guess? Would have been nice to be able to force. Maybe I can force like a Goblin Lore this turn. Would be ideal. I would pitch Force Negation, and I'm almost locked into island cycling here. Guess this works. Phoenix and Hollow One looks pretty good. Glad that they're playing it. Okay. Four cards in their hand. Any more enablers? There's an enabler. I guess I'm just gonna do this now, so I don't. Well, maybe I'll be able to exile a Vengevine. I have 2 of them in my hand, so I'm pretty unlikely to discard both, but it obviously could happen. Okay, do still have 1. Not very likely to exile the Root Wall. I think I really want to try and make a token. Labyrinth seems okay. I think I'm gonna bottom. We have a land off the Labyrinth. We don't have anything. I don't necessarily want to pitch this. Okay, so we can go sink into the Stupor, chump block Hollow One. We're at 9, maybe at 6 after they pump. Then we make 3 tokens, and we're really likely going to be able to Breaker of Creation next turn. Just need any land. So it seems like a plan. Shouldn't block, then sack for island cycling. It's just better to make another spawn, because then any land lets us cast this. Island cycling doesn't help us cast the breaker at all. Painful land. Still land. Yeah, pay 3, gain 4. They didn't pump the root wall. I guess that's bad for us because they have something better to do. Or they don't have something better to do. So it seems like I could just take a turn off and cast a ring. Play pattern. Probably gonna play a lantern also. See what we draw off the ring. As an indicator, more than half of the 512 slots for the Vegas 64 this week are filled up. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any tokens. I agree. If you get your tokens, you gotta really prioritize getting in the queues. The ring is the new Oko. It's kind of like the old Oko because it's been around for a long time at this point. All right, so let's gain a lot of life. 8. Annihilator 2. Dude, I just get so happy every single time I cast Breaker of Creation. It's just like Hexproof Annihilator life gain is just It's one of these cards too that like the games just like drag out and they drag out in your favor. Love this card. Also, what is in their hand that they shocked in the Stomping Ground? I mean, I'm definitely clicking the keep button. I'm just not sure what we're gonna do on turn 1. I guess I should probably Ugin's Lab Allah's Dust away on turn 1, because I might draw another Lab and Ring on turn 2. Yeah, so it's like Ulamog, Karn minus, get it, but pretty rare. One Odawara for yeah, we need the blue cards. We only have 16, which is like a not the most. I usually think the first Odawara is better than Sync, but we definitely need the blue card count. Cow Panda, thank you for the raid. Welcome everybody. Hope y'all are doing well today. Why no Devour in this deck? Devour is worse in this deck than all the other imprintables we're playing, I think. I think the All Is Dust have been really important for the very prominent energy matchups. The Nulldrifters are really important. The Breakers are mandatory with the ring. So we're up against Storm again. Second time today. Are we experiencing the Storm resurgence, I wonder? Thank you, Panda. Thank you for giving the shout out also. Alright. Force of Negation is going to make things a lot more easy. In the board we have some Chalices. We used to have more Chalices. I wonder if we should be playing more. Probably not a very good matchup at the moment. Okay, not going to force this. They had a Ritual and a Manamorphose. If I force one of these, the other one gets stopped, I think, unless they go Rao first. Or even if they go Rao first. So I don't know. If we draw another Temple or Lab plus Imprintable, we could hardcast this. I'll play because Ruby. That would be awesome. Nice. Because now I just get to force this and then strand these two. Four cards in their hand. No Ruby in play. These go into exile. So this turn, I think we're just going to play Talisman and hold up Subtlety for Rao or Sink into the Stupor for a spell. Might need to find a second Force of Negation at some point. No play from our opponent. Ping down to 17. Not the most important. 2 more cards. So if I play this Eldrazi Temple, I am still a mana shy of being able to Nulldrifter with Sink into the Stupor up. So I think I'll just go Talisman Breaker, and then we get to gain a ton of life, and we get to still have Subtlety up for Ral, and we still we get to Annihilator 2 next turn instead of Annihilator 1. Which, like, if we get to do that, we get to probably win the game. So obviously we want them to cast Ral. Not that they are super likely to have one. Okay, that's fine. Maybe gives them a bunch of tokens. They hit a Scalding Tarn, a Glimpse, and a Rin's Resolve. They play the Scalding Tarn, and then they're going to make 2 spawns to presumably tank the first breaker. It's okay. Because now we get to just have this pressure in play. We're at a really high life total. Well, this turn I think I should probably hardcast Nulldrifter instead of the second breaker. Because this lets me dig for Force of Negation or another blue card to go Sink plus Evoke Subtlety. Okay, all these cards, Eldrazi. Two more cards. So we do find that blue card. So we'll play another Talisman, and I guess we might as well play another Talisman. So we have to discard 2. I'll discard 2 Rivulets, I guess. Or are you playing pre-Blue Eldrazi? Did Port not work out? Well, Bloomburrow isn't out, which is why we're not playing like Bloomburrow Brews today. Friday was just pre-release. So I want to play this version because I think both versions are like good and promising, and I want to play this version today to see it, to get a better idea if Portent is optimal. But again, I just also kind of believe in this shell, so I just want to show it off with and without Portent. Portent's a very hard card to evaluate too. Okay, so nice to be up a game. I'm gonna bring in these chalices. I'm gonna go down 2 subtleties, but I don't want to go down too far in blue cards. That's probably about like my limit here. I'm gonna cut all of the copies of All Is Dust. Emrakul is kind of okay. It can win the game when you cast it, and then it also is another imprintable for Labyrinth, which we kind of need. And then I can play. Maybe I should play Consigns over Subtleties, where these also pitch to Force and they also counter Ruby. Maybe I could do like 2 Consign, 2 Dismember, so I have like 2 better answers to Ruby and 2 better answers to Ral. Well, Dismember isn't the best answer to Ral. Maybe we could do like 2-1-1. Kind of like that. Let's try this. Lantern's kind of mid against them. I'm not in love with Lantern, I guess. Obviously, you could bring it in. Let's keep this hand. Could draw a blue card. I could also draw a blue card off the Nulldrifter. Do you find the 16 blue cards enough? Yes. Especially with all the card advantage. It is like, you know, you would probably like to have more, but it's enough. Ipnu for Subtlety, or the other I'm not seeing. I guess I actually don't know what you mean for it with Subtlety, but it's just mostly in the deck as a land that tests colorless and blue. So if I Nulldrifter, I have to discard a card. I think I'll just hold up the command / Dismember. But yeah, the mill also like will come up against Jeskai. Like sometimes you'll just draw 2 or 3 of these, and that will occasionally be how you win that game. So they hit a Ral and they hit a Glimpse. Command for blue card there. Just cycle to hope the top card is blue. Could maybe have done that, yeah. Milling the Flage deck. I mean, this is a super duper late game thing you do to when they just have like 10 cards left in their deck. It's not something you're doing very proactively. I think I'm probably not dismembering here because I don't think they're flipping this Ral right now. They had a Manamorphose and a Pyretic Ritual, so now we'll go commands. Scry, make a spawn, and then we're looking for a blue card. We might have to keep a land, but no, we probably have to graveyard or bottom any non-blue card. Did not find a blue card. Get to kill Rao. Give you on the play for game 3. Five cards in their hand. I will scoop to the Spast and Flames. To game 3 we go. I think on the play, I'd rather like. I think this weirdly like Dismember is better on the play than Subtlety. Just a bit easier to hold up the mana for the Rao. So we can go turn 1 and print Emrakul to Ugin's Lab, and then we can Island Cycle. And then we're probably not going to Nulldrifter next turn, since we want to hold up Consign for Ruby, and then we can also Kozilek's Command if they don't play into that. Thanks, Wally. Yeah, there's always been a lot of good feedback on the PowerPoint review videos. I definitely like the structure of just trying to edit down all the cards I think are interesting instead of talking about every single card, which is like what a lot of people do. I don't know how they have the energy for that. I think it works out pretty well, the structure. All right, so they graveyard a Glimpse. Means they might need lands. Orim's Chant and Manamorphose. Kind of scary. Let's look for a Chalice on 2. So not feeling like it's too likely that they can just go Orim's Chant in to win the game this next turn. We'll see, though. Certainly not going to Force Negation the Chant, or I don't think I should Force Negation the Chant. I might Force Negation just Manamorphose, though. Probably will. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, with them just not having a Ruby in play already, I think you're just kind of supposed to hope they can't get there, but I don't know. We were kind of likely to win if we forced the Orim's Chant, I guess. Resolve into a Ritual and a Ruby. Dead. Okay. Storm's still good. Have we ever consigned Nulldrifter's Vogue? Yeah, we have. I guess it was an option that last game. Okay, another one lander, but our land is Lrien Revealed. Not a very good 5-card hand, but a 5-card hand that has a lot of good top decks. I guess we have to keep. My opponent has Devour. Aren't they going to not chant unless they have a reasonable chance to win? Not necessarily. Like, I think there's a really good chance that they just, like, chant to try to bait out the Force of Negation in that spot. Like, I know if my hand wasn't good, or if my hand was kind of borderline, I would just start off with chant. Like, basically every time. Well, we get to bring in 4 consigns post-board. Right, let's go to game 2. Awkward mulligan against Tron. But again, very nice that we get to bring in the consigns. So I'm going to bring in the consigns. I'm going to cut the All Is Dust. I'm going to bring in 2 Emrakul, and I think I'm going down 2 Subtlety. I'll I was thinking about bringing in Needles for Karn in this matchup. It also hits Expedition map, so maybe these are good. They seem to be good enough, at least. Subtlety is, like, okay against Karn, and it's kind of, like, not good against anything else. It's okay against Thought-Knot Seer, I guess. I think I should probably just not play any of these. Maybe play one Needle, one Subtlety. That's probably a bit better. It's a blue card. Okay, a lot of one-landers. We're 24 lands. The 4 of them are Lrien Revealed. Okay, so I'm going to keep this hand. I have to put back 2 cards, so... It feels like I should probably hope to draw a land. I have a lot of lands in the deck, a lot of mana sources. With 9 main deck land destructions, I feel like Greel or Gruul Eldrazi is actually favored head-to-head versus Tron. What other matchups are actually better for Tron? I don't know. Good question. That is how I feel too. What is our opponent gonna Stonebrain here? I don't know. I think I just let it happen. If they Stonebrain Ring, it's like just kind of fine. If they Stonebrain Consign, I get to cycle and maybe slam the ring. In my experience, they just go to top of the ring. I think obviously, like, you could lose, but I think I usually win as mono green. You have to mulligan pretty aggressively. At least I win more than I lose, right? But also, my vision with mono green Eldrazi is a little skewed. Oh, they named Karn the Great Creator. Not in the deck, baby. Not in the deck. Well, thank you for not ghosting, opponent. Yeah, my perception is like a little skewed with mono green because like the first like 30 matches we played with the deck or something, our win rate was like really insane. And I guess we haven't played that much since then, but yeah, Tron is heavily favored. Heavily favored, I don't think is true. The void mirrors post board are also like really nice. I don't know. I think it is close. Okay, let's plan to be able to counter a ring or a Karn, and then Kozilek's command if we don't, and then also be able to Kozilek's command if we... I think I'm going to bottom a land. I want to be able to draw a Consign really badly, so I'm gonna play to that. It might not be right. See if they got a Karn. Maybe I should have Thought-Knot Seer because of Karn, but we still have the Thought-Knot Seer next turn. A bit awkward that we can't tap the Talisman to hardcast Force and play the Seer. Would you ever counter the ETB trigger so you can get a card later? I would. I'm sure that there's a scenario where I would do that. Not in this scenario though, with what our decks are and what is in my hand. They grab a coding, which they can't play right now. It's an interesting draw. Okay, so they have a ring, another Thought-Knot Seer, Kozilek's command, and the coding. So they have to draw a land to be able to Kozilek's command my Thought-Knot Seer. If that happens, I will probably lose the game. I really need to kill their Karn. So I think I'm just going to take their Seer, which is their answer to my Seer, of course, and then needle the Karn so they can't get anything to stave it. And then hope that they just play their ring, and then we get ahead in the ring battle here. Did I mean to bottom that Ipnu? Sounds like I know I wanted to draw a land there. I wanted to draw a land. Maybe I misspoke. So they're just gonna main phase Kozilek's command. This is pretty fine. If they find a land and play ring, that's okay. If they don't, then we can like start attacking the card and getting them to sack the spawns. Force of Negation the ring next turn, maybe. Plays a map. So maybe the intention to block Double block and then sack. Maybe just one block. Obviously, a really nice draw. I attack card. So there's the mine. Their hand is ring coding 3 mystery cards, or 2 mystery cards, including the mine and the mine. That shit was like really interesting, honestly. Like the consign versus the consign plus the counter spells versus the Tron mana. Not sure which side I'd rather be on. Rivulet's just like it's just a blue source that also taps your color spells and is better than any other one because it has a little bit of extra utility beyond that. So we're 1 mana short of casting Breaker. Looks like Talisman then. Did the opponent just see the Force of Negation? Yeah. They did, huh? Does Ruby come up ever? It'll come up. You'll play long games against Jeskai where you will just be able to win because of the Rivulets. It won't happen very often, but I think it's better than blue black Painland for Dismember, but it's very very narrow either way, and just very narrow either way. So they get another tower. They do have a lot of mana still. All right, Devour. It's fine. Down to 14. So is it better to Nulldrifter or Breaker of Creation here? I think probably Nulldrifter. I would love to find Force of Negation or Consign, and Flying is pretty good here against the Devourer. Oh, I didn't realize I was tapped one too many there. A little bit awkward. Mac with the 5 months. Thank you so much. Dark with the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you as well. Welcome, welcome. Spike, what's my favorite color to play? I don't have one anymore, I guess. It was blue for a long time, and I don't know. I just don't have that many favorites anymore. I'm just like, what I like is just having new stuff to do, which is just not always the case. You don't always have new stuff to do, but I just like to have new stuff to do. That's my favorite thing. I'm going to take 6 down to 8. I'm going to take 3 more. I'm going to gain a ton of life off a Breaker this turn, probably. They're going to sack the coding to the Annihilator. We can start annihilating for a lot. Alright, so let's just get this Annihilator done. And I need to do a mana inventory. So I'm going to play this in 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So I think that's enough for me to go Kozilek's command X equals 8 with just a blue up for me to look for another Consign and or Force of Negation. I guess just or. And then I can go Breaker with the blue mana up. Thought-Knot Seer, they pro everything, so not a good direction to go with this turn. On my Moxfield profile, I put colorless as my color identity. This is a lot of looks at a Force of Negation or Consign and not finding one. I think this is 13 looks at 6 cards, and I've bricked on all of them. Oh, sorry. I have one more look after I bottom all of these. Between the draw step and the ring taps. Although we also had the draw taps and the ring tap last turn, which we really wanted any of these. Okay, I've bricked. I guess I could Nulldrifter here to have a better chance of finding Force of Negation, I think I'm just gonna cast a Breaker. Do you think Warping Whale? Sorry, let me discard a card here. Warping Whale should see more play in Eldrazi sideboards. Maybe. I've been thinking about that card some. I don't think it's super good at the moment. If you could tap Eldrazi Temple, just cast it, it'd be like 4 of all of them, and you can't, so I don't know. But yeah, I've been thinking about it a little bit. So we do have Annihilator 3. Hopefully every turn for a bit. With Needle on Karn, like Force of Negation, I guess, is also like a little less important. Yeah, this is, I think S-Pig is this emote. I'm a little off my emote game, I guess. So to go after my Ugin's Lab. Definitely, I could Subtlety this. Doesn't seem very important, too. Really, Subtlety, Devourer, or maybe still Karn. So they're probably going to trade here. I mean, they might attack with the Devourer. It would be a bad attack, though. So the good news about bottoming a million non-consigned Force of Negations is that... Oh, sorry, I forgot I already used 2 consigns, but I just have a lot more in the deck that I can probably draw here. They put the Thought-Knot Seer on the bottom, which I guess is correct. They should not attack, but they might attack. They should make this trade. I guess I'll prevent 6 damage, but I could probably cast this kind of easily. I don't know. Let's probably find block. Okay, down to 14. Draw 5 cards. Take those. See what they annihilate here. They probably will like put the World Breaker to their hand and then sack the lab, I guess. Okay, that is their first step here. Oh, sorry, I meant to attack with the Seer too. Oh, sorry, they're pro everything. That's why I didn't. I did mean to, then I unmeant to. So I can't Breaker and hold up Sync plus Force of Negation, or Force of Negation plus Force of Negation if I Kozilek's command first. So let's just Breaker. Then now they're under Annihilator 5. Which is a lot. I'm at 27. Some might say that's a lot too. I think I would say I've drawn a very normal and acceptable amount of cards off this ring. Well, I didn't draw a Consign. Don't think I'm going to Kozilek's command. X equals 1, looking for Consign, I guess. Take this hit. Draw 6 cards. Alright, I forgot we have Emrakuls. So I can sync the Ulamog and then consign it also. I could also sync the Ulamog and then make them cast the Ulamog. And then I could consign it and then I could exile 2 things. So a lot of options. I think I'm just going to discard 5 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess? I don't know. Good problems to have. So you can also exile your own stuff here too, which is nice. So let's take 2. I'm not gonna tap the ring here for sure. But I might tap the ring. Sink it and Thought-Knot it. I just don't need to. Oh, they sacked their green source. Okay, I'll tap the ring. Maybe a little risky bisky. Can't let the Ulamog attack. I'm not gonna let the Ulamog attack, y'all, of course. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Scry X draw, exile their own Ulamog. Oh, sorry, I thought I meant to imprint the Worldbreaker. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm gonna scry some duds to the top. Oh wait, I didn't realize I could give them the spawns. That's okay though. Or give me the spawns. Wait, did I make spawns? No, I'm scrying. Sorry, I'm tripping. I'm scrying, so I'm just scrying a bunch of bricks to their top. This is right, y'all. Okay, so we go. Just bottom the good cards. Bottom the green cards, and we can just top the green spells. Okay, yeah, so they just have... I'm also going to bounce the ring and counter on the way down, and then they just have no relevant cards for like 6 turns. Everyone was yelling at me, and I thought for sure I'd messed up, but pretty sure that was right. Definitely a tricky Emrakul. Tricky Emrakul for sure. Can Stormbrain... Yeah, apparently, I did read Stonebrain to see if you could Stonebrain yourself. I didn't read that you could. I was thinking of using Ulamog to take out Tron. Yeah, I think this ended up being better because we just make it to where they're going to draw nothing relevant for 6 turns and not be able to play anything relevant for the rest of the game, basically. That had to be the best line. All right, another 1-lander. I'm going to go to 5. I think does mulligan pretty well. Oh, this is a bad hand. We're going to go to 4. Obviously not very happy to be going to 4. This, maybe? Have to draw pretty well. Yeah, 24 lands in the deck is what it is. They kept 7? Yikes. Can't even counter that. Save me, the One Ring. Uh-oh. That was a really hard-fought game, too, just to build a 4 game 3. That's okay, though. The ring. Could you get a card from opponent's sideboard with their Karn? No, you can't do that ever, but you also can't do that because of Needle, but just not a legal play, no. You used to be able to, and they changed the rule. Alright, consign my 1 spell. Thought-Knot Seer? Ah. Well then, that's okay. Let's do 1 more blue Eldrazi. Tough mull to 4 there. Okay, so another 1-lander. But the 1-land taps for 2 mana. Gonna send it back. Another 1-lander. They're going to keep this one, though. And then there's a good chance we're going to cycle the Kozilek's command on turn 1 if we don't draw land on our first turn. Putting back Subtlety, I guess. Another Tron opponent. I guess the Tron matchups are cursed to never draw a second land. Is Mulligan to 4 better than 6-card one-lander? I think it was better than our 6-card one-lander we had next time, but also, like, that shouldn't be the question you ask yourself, right? Because it's not between 4 cards or 4 and 6. Like, you should, like, a 5-card hand that is better than a one-lander that isn't functional on 6. So, like, maybe if you know you're going to go to 4, but you don't know that you're going to go to 4. Would not hate drawing a blue card here, although there's a good chance we don't need to force anything right now. No land, no blue card. We drew a land at least. That's something. At least if they Thought-Knot Seer me, I have 2 rings. They did get Power Plant instead of Labyrinth, so they're not going to play a Karn ring here. They are thinking maybe about Thought-Knot Seer versus Kozilek's command on 2. Maybe not. Maybe that's not the choice if they're just playing Mindstone. I draw my own Kozilek's command, which I think I'll play. No, let's Nulldrifter. Heck, come on, dude. It's embarrassing me. No land, no blue card. Just not enough lands. I'm playing 24 plus 4 talismans. It's just like, it should be fine. Also mulligan this game. Is what it is. What streaming Magic is like. What playing Magic is like sometimes. Like, we drew 5 cards before, we found. 5 cards not including the draw steps. Alright, let's go to game 2. Too much stumbling. So we might get a repeat of last round where we win the sideboard game on the play because we got a lot of good sideboard cards. And then we'll see what happens in game 3. This was the sideboard plan. I think I feel pretty good about it. 1 Needle, 1 Subtlety, 4 Consign, 2 Emrakul, out the All is Dust, out 3 of the Subtleties. And then the dynamic is really cool where they have Tron and we have Consign and Force of Negation. Yeah, Portent helps the blue card count. Portent also cycles early, so maybe Portent is just like what the deck needs. I'm excited for that card. Very excited for Bloomburrow tomorrow. Yeah, Portent of Calamity is the card. So we played a little bit of this deck with Portent against Dingo. And this card, this is kind of where we got this list. This is me building this one, but just we don't have Bloomburrow out. But this card, like, late game casts like Breaker, All is Dust for free, and then puts other cards into your hand, cycles early, and also pitches. So I think it makes the card really exciting to me. Very odd card. Gonna play some more of it soon. Run it in the tank for a long time. I guess sideboarding with your Karn deck's kind of weird sometimes. Anybody excited for Bloomburrow? Reminder, late stream start tomorrow. The card my pre-release was okay. Yeah, I think you got to build around it pretty hard. All right, another one-lander. Kind of an unreal run here. I don't know. It's okay. It's also not great. I'm gonna keep. Yeah, Bloomburrow comes out on Magic Online tomorrow. Is already out in paper. Are there Kithkin in Bloomburrow? I don't think so. I really like the set though. It's really unique, really special. It feels like kind of a breath of fresh air after I don't know, a lot of like It's kind of the opposite of Thunder Junction to some extent, where Thunder Junction is just, oh, here are all of the characters we've been using for like the last 5 years. They're all in the same place, and it's not that interesting of a setting. And Bloomburrow is like just kind of unique. It's got its own flavor, interesting setting, very fun setting. Pretty into it. Yeah, furries get some love. Magic's cutest set. You have a command? Redwall at home, yeah. I remember I read some of the Redwall books as a kid. It's fun. Thunder Junction is kind of the same as Murders. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like, we had Murders of Karloff Manor and Thunder Junction, same just like they put on cowboy hats, they put on detective hats, just a little gimmicky, just not amazing, not awful either. So happy they didn't have a Karn. We're gonna need to find some consigns soon, I think. I'm gonna take one down to 16. Draw another Kozilek's command. Good pickup. So we have 6 mana here. I think I'm more likely to want to cast Breaker than Nulldrifter, but it is kind of close. Alright, so we'll just pass with the likely need to dig for a Consign. We'll see. If they don't have Tron, things get a lot easier this turn. If you use Portent to cast Through the Breach, can you put into play a creature of the Portent you put into your hand? I think so. I think the cards go to your hand immediately. We're playing Dress Down for Nulldrifter scamming. No, I think Dress Down into Nulldrifter is just not very good. I might do it in the Portent list because we kind of need enchantments, but I'm just not that into it. We have Consigns in the board that can scam. Okay, so my opponent has 10 mana. Yeah, Mockingbird was really good in our testing so far. Well, not really so scary. Actually, I'm just gonna like commit to letting this resolve. I think even if I found a Consign, I would just want this to resolve. And I could just make an extra spawn, which gives me a mana, which is, you know, just kind of fine. Yeah, if I draw a Consign, I want to have it for next turn, not for this stupid Sundering Titan. They have a response? With only 2 mana. What could this be? Are they trying to Warping Well and they can't? Oh, okay. I haven't seen a flute in a little while. If they name Ring, it gets kind of weird because we just both have rings. I see why they were thinking about this for so long. So my opinion about War and Soul Trader decks. I like War and Soul Trader. I've played a pretty good amount of it. I think that I think that Phyrexian Tower Nightmare decks are just kind of underrated in general, and I think that those are some of the better ways to play those decks. Okay. I think I'm just keeping Emrakul. So Sundering Titan enters, kills an island. Boo-hoo. I have 3 card types in the yard. 5, 9. I can cast Emrakul this turn if I want to. Oh, I cost 1 less because of this. Wonder if I will want to do something else. Five, 6. Let's slam it. Yeah, you can't name tokens with cards like this. I remember there's... So I remember Blood was kind of a weird situation where, like, Blood is a card name, and Bloods are tokens with activated abilities, but you can't actually name Blood. It's just a little bit weird. Well, that's pretty bad. So I have 9... 12 mana. We could cast an Emrakul. Yeah, I guess we're pretty screwed. Walk Titan into Emrakul. Well, doesn't seem to solve the problem that I'm really screwed. My opponent's just going to cast Emrakul, steal my Emrakul next turn. Pick up the Emrakul in exile. Okay, I guess that does stop them from being able to cast an Emrakul next turn. I could also discard something to hand size here, but I think I would rather just Legend Rule Ring here and keep the more painful one. So why can't I cast this ring, or why isn't it letting me cast this ring? Okay, it seems to be letting me now. Also, it doesn't really seem like I want to attack with the Sundering Titan. Well, I guess they could just attack with it next turn, but then I could just block with it next turn. Cast Disruptor. Okay, there's no card called Disruptor in their hand. Shoot down Flute. Okay, I think you mean Cast Devourer, which can only target opponent's things, so it can't exile Flute, but also can't exile Flute because it's a colorless permanent. Internet Duck, 30 months. Thank you, welcome back. Appreciate you. Isn't the same as discarding it to hand size? I guess so, yeah. So now they're 1 mana short of casting an Emrakul, and I get to hit my opponent for 13 down to 3, and then they take 2 more for the ring down to 1, then they cast Emrakul, and then they lose. So I guess we do win this one after all. What's the upside of not walking Titan me? That I don't lose my island. Right? Okay, well, let's freaking go. Game 3. Always funny when you go from like, I can't win to opponent concedes the next turn. Yeah, it's okay, Ben. I know there's a little bit of confusion there. Didn't know the name. Didn't know could only target opponent stuff. Didn't know targets colorless. Learning 3 things in one stream. Very educational. Everyone learned something on twitch.tv/AspiringSpike. Usually me, though. They just discard Emrakul to hand size and madness. Oh, no, they couldn't have played a land. Oh, they could have madness Emrakul there. Yeah, they missed the line. Nice. Another one-lander. This time we have a Consign, though. The amount of one-landers over like the last like 8 hands we've seen is kind of criminal. Maybe even like 10 or something like that. Maybe go turn 2. Oh, well. Now we'll go turn 2, command for 2. You got Natty Tron. They kept 7 for the 3rd time this match. Also. Must be nice. Wonder what that's like. I guess I should have not been F6. They showed us the flute last game. Would they name Kozilek's command? I'm sure they have 4 in their deck too. The problem with having flute is like we have all the same cards for the most part. They named Emrakul the Promised End, which is kind of an awful name. Card is like still pretty castable. But like I agree with their thought process to some extent. It's like they don't want to name Ring, they don't name Kozilek's command. We have those cards too. So I could keep both of these. I think I'm gonna bottom both, but I could keep both and imprint one to the other, and then cast Ring off these 2 mana. But I almost am just like exclusively looking for a blue card here. Finding a blue card does seem incredibly important, so I think I'm just gonna go command for 5. With the hope to find a blue card for Force. Nice. So let's go bottom, bottom, top, top, top. K Command seems like most fun card play from Image 3. K Command is definitely up there. Been awesome. Alright. I draw a card. Ugin's Lab. Imprints an Ulamog, 4 cards in their hand. Lab is such a crazy card. So Thought-Knot Seer doesn't do a lot. And then the other 4 drops are getting Force. I really hope that they play a ring so people can talk about play patterns again. Does anyone else think? Yes, other people think this. I don't like the play patterns of the One Ring. I'm gonna force this. No to these play patterns, thank you. Alright, so we 4, 5, 6. So I could hardcast the Nulldrifter, but then I won't be able to hold up Consign. I think I'll just be able to hardcast it next turn. But with a double Consign and the ring ticking up, this game's pretty over. Play patterns, opponent. Bad play patterns. Play patterns for me and not for the... Oh no, my Emrakul costs 15 mana now. Guess that's the going rate for Emrakuls. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I can't quite cast it. I'll cost 14. 13 plus 6 minus 2. That's Tron. They're mana short of Ulamog into their hand and then casting it. I think I let this go so that they can't double spell me here. Or they can double spell, but I make them spend mana on like a ring here. And so they can't like, play pattern me. Get a bridge, sure. As long as it gets the bridge out of the deck, which is kind of nice. Because I can't really beat that card, right? I was thinking of the Stupor, never mind. Also, my opponent will I'll probably attack the card with Nulldrifter, and they'll probably sack the flute and also lose the card. Just like always happens this way. Now, they do have this Ulamog, which is pretty scary business. Okay, they read the room correctly. Good for them. Sure, they set card. It just happens pretty often on Magic Online that people don't check what this is attacking. Happened once today already. But I'm glad that they paid attention. So obviously Ulamog will be tough to beat. They do need a land to cast it. Yeah, I could name Ulapog with the needle. Why are people playing this card? Card cannot be optimal. So they need to draw land to Ulamog me, right? Oh no, they have 10. Either way. Needle plus Thought-Knot Seer was the play for sure. I mean, I'm still casting these cards this turn. What's the problem? Discard all for Emrakul. Oh, that's the reason? I mean, Emrakul is really powerful. At the moment, I think it's just not right to play it. And I kind of think the fact that people are doing this maybe supports that thesis. So maybe what will happen here is my opponent will Ulamog, and then I will Subtlety the Ulamog, and then I'll cast the Ulamog on their own stuff after I Emrakul. Now, it'll be kind of interesting to see, do they go after both Nulldrifters, or they get Ring Nulldrifter here? Needle and Lab, they have to return in spot, then Thought-Knot Seer the Ulamog's play. Oh, okay, I did miss that line, yeah. Good play. They do go to the Drifters. Alright, gonna go ahead and Subtlety. We also have, you know, 2 more consigns to dig for, a lot of looks, obviously. This Emrakul is, I have 4 types of the arts, costs 9 plus 3 mana. The flute, so it costs 12. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. After I play a land. Draw 5 cards. I guess it's kind of weird if my plan is to Emrakul and make them Ulamog their own lands, because then they get to attack with the Ulamog, and then I go down to 6 cards in my library, but then I am attacking them for lethal. Seems like a win, right? I cast Emrakul. I draw Ulamog on their deck. I Ulamog 2 of their things. I guess they still have that Masticore. I can just sink into the Stupor if that's all they have, and they can't even necessarily play it. Okay, but then they play Ulamog and they attack. They put me down to 6 cards in my library. Emrakul blocks Ulamog, and then I attack. And if they leave Ulamog back, they're dead. Yeah, this seems fine. Wait, I took the Masticore. Oh right, I took the Masticore Needled card. Sorry, I thought I did the other way around. Or not Needled card, but I thought I exiled the card. Yeah, I mean that seems like a win. Let me know if you'll take another line. Obviously, we could like try to Kozilek's command and find Consign and stuff. But if we break, the game kind of ends, which is a problem. Oh, okay. Well, sure. Deal. All right. Hopefully, our 1-land curse is over. Yeah, I was kind of hopeful for it, but yeah, just was not it. So our opponent is Krista, who usually plays Tron. So I think I'll put back a Thought-Knot Seer with the... Okay, so I could play Island turn 1, so that if I draw another big expensive card like All Is Dust or Breaker, I could cycle Nulldrifter turn 2. Or I could play Ugin's Lab, so if I drew an Eldrazi Temple, I could just cast Thought-Knot Seer on turn 2. I think that this is probably a little bit better. It's close though. Yeah, I think we're on this is our 3rd Tron in a row. Maybe she plays some cool brews sometimes, some builds of Eldrazi. No, I just no again. Sorry, maybe I should have forced that also. All right. Well, Island Cycle. Streamer buff is too hard for me. I don't know what that means in that context. Kind of funny thing to say. Guess I'm taking the Trinisphere. Probably pretty cooked here. Is today Bring Your Eldrazi to Bodo Day? Missed that announcement. Yeah, it seems that way. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is force this. And then we can maybe hardcast Subtlety on the Devour next turn and tempo them out of the game. But then they just put it on top and they Devour my Subtlety next turn. Oh my gosh, should I really cast Subtlety instead of Force? That was not intentional. How did that happen? I really thought I did it the other way. And that was a tough draw too. Well, streamer buff, huh? Gotta play the ring, I guess. And then because my opponent may go Karn Bridge, I probably will not play the Sink into the Stupor as a land here. It's pretty tempting. Blood Jazzy Man. And we actually know our opponent is a she/her, by the way. Friend of mine, Krista. Got to hang out with her and Dingo a little bit last month in California. Who get their own ring? That is what happens. Be a pretty interesting rest of this game. Plays another tower, so hand is Devourer, mystery card. So we kill the Karn, even through a Dismember. Your turn. So our opponent is going down to 8. Good play to tap the ring in response to the saga, so you get better info on what you're searching. So maybe I'm going to go exile this, draw a card, and then bounce Devourer. Is there any better line? I can make spawns, maybe. I think I'm just going to go do this first. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit more comfy. Oh my gosh. I nearly island cycled. Alright. Exiled Subtlety. Discards an all his dust. Main phase. Gain the 3. So up to 11. Okay, map gain 3. Seer hit them down to 7. This down to 5. This up to 8. Yeah, I think we'll just do this. Hold up Hardcast 4, save this for next turn. Oh, 2 Devourers makes things a lot more awkward. Maybe I can get Kozilek's commands is 7. I would need to draw another double land. Okay, put it down to 5. Yeah, no Rivulet activation yet. I guess it does have this cool synergy with Subtlety too. Not the biggest deal. Small thing. We've been tapping it for lands. We're tapping it for mana. I mean, that's not ideal. Discards Trinisphere. Oh my gosh, sorry. Should have forced this. I can't cast the K command is the problem. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. Store still going on. This is still happening. So exile Thought-Knot Seer, exile 5 cards from my library. Opponent draws a card, attack with the Seer. Oh, and put the Nulldrifter back in hand. It's a good play. I mean, I could just cast this Breaker though and have. I don't know, the Breaker's getting discarded the hand size. Could draw another one maybe. I guess she should probably just discard like Breaker, Nulldrifter, or Breaker something instead of evoking Subtlety. That's the play. Could have cast Breaker and evoke Subtlety put on the bottom. Yeah, but then I get to gain a lot of life. I'm going to RCQ on 24th. Any sense of playing something different than Nadu if I take it seriously? If you own Nadu, you should play Nadu. If you don't own Nadu and you you can play something else with the attitude of like I don't want to buy Nadu. I can just play this one paper event, and I think that would be fine. So I do find another breaker, but I think I'm 1 mana short of casting it. Yeah. Okay, to game 2 we go. Still in Tron Hell. But yeah, if you just don't want to buy Nadu because it's going to get banned, that is a really wise decision. If you already have it, you should just play it while you can. And if you don't, you can play something else. Go to your local RCQ, have some fun. Or you can just skip it. You can skip the weekend and wait for Nadu to get banned. All very viable options. You could sync the Emrakul, not Thought-Knot it? No, Emrakul has protection from instants. Sideboard for Rectus Charm, farm Nadu players. Rectus Charm is kind of a funny one. If they have Teferi, you can get kind of boned. They can also like do a lot of instant speed stuff. It is a funny one. You have to be a good. If you're gonna play Rakdos Charm in paper, you have to be a good actor. Ugh, Nadu. Ugh, just do your combo. Do your combo. You have to, and that was the best I have. You have to be a better actor than that to really get them. Just do it. Just do it. What are you gonna do? Make 1,000,000 tokens? You can't even do that. You used to have to do that with Splinter Twin. Oh, just gonna make 1,000,000 tokens and attack me. Then Rakdos Charm them. Otherwise, your opponents kind of like get the sense that you have it, and then you have to then they can play around it. How many tokens you're making? So that was the old metagame with Rakdos Charm. How many tokens are you making? You lost if you said that. If you said the words "How many tokens are you making?" you lost, because they would be like, "Oh, you have Rakdos Charm. I could just play around that." But if you had to be like, ugh. You had to like act salty. It was a very odd dynamic. Alright, I think I'll just hold up hardcast 4/K command on 2. I don't think our opponent's gonna Stonebrain K command. I think it's gonna be Consign. Thanks, Jarvis. Maybe the ring? No, I would have played the ring this turn. Is the ring? Okay, sure. Because no one would ever ask how many tokens are you making unless they had Rakdos Charm. Act like you can gain some amount of life. What do you say or do to act like that? I feel like you basically have to say, okay, do the loop, but they have to say what they're doing. Yeah. I just always felt like if you act a little exacerbated, they're more likely to not think about it. All right. Blitz, bottom, sink, and Ugin's Lab here. Nice pickup, just can play totally at instant speed here. All right, 6 cards in hand. Kozilek's command is so good. Okay, maybe just Emrakul next turn. Could have 7 tokens. Oh, now I just get to force theirs. The new Blue-Red Wizards list, you're bringing it run at all yet? The Dynaville Tower build, we played it a couple times. There should be some gameplay of it on YouTube, which is also good if you can't catch the streams that often. That's what the YouTube channel's for. So I guess I'm just gonna. So sorry, let me just double check that I can cast Emrakul 6 plus 4. One short, huh? Unless I keep the Rivulet. I guess I could keep Lrien Revealed and then Island Cycle, get a land. Just not keep the Force at this point. Maybe we should keep the other Lrien Revealed too. Well, that's good draw. Alright, so this costs 10. We can't quite cast the Consign. I take control, though. That's not the right Tron land, is it? No. So I guess I'm just going to Kozilek's command me? If this is wrong, I don't want to be right. This is, you know, very fun line. Alright, so let's take Nulldrifter and the Lrien Revealed. Maybe just the Nulldrifter. Maybe I should have kept Nulldrifter land. No, I have the lands from the mana from the spawns. Yeah. No, wait, that was... Oh my gosh, I looked at this. I looked at that and it totally looked like the wrong Tron land to me. Sorry, I don't know. I just thought it was the wrong one. Makes things a lot harder, of course. What was the play then? Tron... It might have still been the right line. Maybe I could have just Kozilek's command myself for a lot more. Finds a Snaring Bridge, 4 cards in hand. Then Emrakul can get consigned next turn. The bridge is going to be tough to beat. Can't quite cast the Seer. What do you do? Get Karn? You can't get anything with Karn. When you control, you used to be able to, but now when you Karn your opponent, you control your opponent, you can't steal anything with Karn. Karn, yeah, you can't Karn for anything. So I think this was probably still fine. There might have been a better line though. So I got 3 cards. I have all 4 sink into the Stupor still in the deck. Be awesome top deck. So I didn't find one of them, so I guess instead we are gonna just cast a Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, you can't even look at their hand anymore. Used to be able to. Will I do anything against Cityscape Leveler? I kind of think I just will let that resolve. Grabs a cookbook. Plays a map. Not going to force the cookbook. Cookbook seems to just be trying to maintain hand size. Think image 3 for sink into the Stupor, I guess. Kind of surprised she didn't go for the coding though. Just like started to like go after my lands. What was the explanation behind no devouring the list? All the other imprintables are more important. Like all those dust is really important for the energy matchup. The Nulldrifters are like very good at smoothing the curve, more important than Devour, and the breakers are very important so that you have a seems like let that go. And the breakers are really important so you have life gain in your ring deck. Another Saga. Just gets a tower, 1 card in hand. Plus is the Karn, kind of interesting to not grab like a Ballista or something. Oh, oops. I guess but this is an activated ability. I can't consign the cookbook. Still Force of Negation up. Although I think more likely to get like Ballista here. Fighting for my life. Does grab a Ballista. Which thankfully dies to the Kozilek's command. You could have countered the Madness trigger. You don't want to counter the Madness trigger. You could have, sure, but you want to counter the Emrakul itself. Oh wait, sorry, the Madness it stays in exile. Sorry, for some reason I was thinking it would stay in hand. I guess it'd be fine. It's the same mana except it's in graveyard instead of exile. No, you're right. That would have been fine though. Okay, I guess I'm going to exile this Ballista and then scry to draw a card. The 4th Kozilek's command. I wonder if we're going to lose the Drifter or the Thought-Knot Seer. Karn can't grab Eldrazi. Yeah, I guess it being in the yard doesn't really change anything. Oh, just all at me. I mean, I guess maybe she thinks I don't have any answer to the bridge. We got 4 sink into the Stupors to draw into. Miss. Miss. Well, seems like I should keep the Force up instead of casting. No, let's cast the Breaker. I don't think that they're gonna throw away the Karn for any non-creature spell that matters, and the Breaker means that once I find the sink, my attack is just like significantly better. Oh my gosh, Emrakul does matter in the yard because of the cookbook. Okay, yeah, never mind. Okay, I am gonna concede. Tough 3 Tron matches in a row. I think I'm gonna go eat lunch. Nice place to stop the stream. GG's to our friend Krista. Gonna go eat lunch. Tomorrow is the Bloomborough release. Stream is gonna start later than usual. I don't know what time downtime is supposed to be done.